Baseball, they get the sweep.
Just like the doctor ordered. Just like 107.5 ordered. Get the sweep. Let us not pay too much attention to you. Keep it moving.
And it's probably best, and I say this because they get the sweep, and you're right, we don't pay too much attention to them. But it wasn't the cleanest of sweeps either, and that's kind of the point.
Even better.
Even better.
Even better.
It was not the cleanest weekend of baseball, but the key is that they took care of business. 11-7 on Friday, 16-11 on Saturday. Yesterday, the old-fashioned baseball pitchers duel. If you're a defensive lineman like Preston, if you're a defensive person, you just sat there and smiled yesterday. You had your Coca-Cola or maybe a water or a sweet tea, and you watched one of those good old-fashioned pitcher duels that they can pop up out of nowhere that feature one run and a total of 9 hits and a clean 0-0 era scorecard.
What a game. What a game. Some people want to see the runs and they want to hear the bats. Nah. Let's just get a nice, clean pitcher's duel. 1-0. It's a philosophical exercise. Can 3 be worth more than 20? And in this case, 3 losses worth more than 20 wins. For background, Gamecock softball, 20 wins, 20-0 before they got to the series against University of Oklahoma. As you put it, Oklahoma is the Alabama. Oklahoma is the Oklahoma of softball.
Oklahoma, in all seriousness, if you're not aware, if you kind of just getting caught up this, there might not be a program. I almost equate it back. I think there was a time where like North Carolina women's soccer just it was like something ridiculous. It was equivalent to the UCLA under John Wooden winning championships. Oklahoma softball is about that.
Without all the historical context, they're the four-time defending champions.
Right.
So they are one of the best programs in the world. And Bill, I fell into a strange rabbit hole of message board mayhem Oklahoma softball edition yesterday.
Okay. Well, that is
a very deep, very, very specific.
Takes some work to get there.
Yes. And here's what they said. They said they were telling their fans not to be upset or alarmed about these close games in this series because this South Carolina team is actually pretty good, and they should give this team a little bit more credit because the folks from Oklahoma, as these teams tend to get, were not extremely happy with the close sweep this weekend. So I guess we put them on notice, or maybe more so than that, you put the rest of the SEC on notice.
So here's where I'll actually disagree with you and agree with you. I think we put ourselves on notice.
Ooh, I like it.
I don't, we'll figure out what the rest of the schedule has and what it does, and who knows. Look, it's going to be difficult because, again, we mentioned, and I'll pull back up a ranking here in a little while. They've got Georgia this coming weekend, and I'll have to see if Georgia's ranked, and if so, they get them here at Beckham Field. And then they actually have an odd 3-game. I don't know if this is right on the schedule, but an odd 3-game set coming up with Texas Tech before a 3-game set with LSU to wrap up the month. But this is a series, and this is what I was really interested to see. They swept, Ashley Chastain Woodard's team swept Duke up in Durham 2 weekends ago, or a week ago. But I wanted to see, all right, Oklahoma, as you said, is the monster. Like, there's no shame in going out there and getting run ruled in 3 straight games for this program who's trying to find its way. They're in every game. And Friday night, they had a chance to win. They lose 10-9. Sunday, because they played a doubleheader yesterday, they lost 10-9 and 2-1. I almost think it's more of, to me, it put me on notice, like, hey, I'm going to follow this team throughout the year and see what this former alumni, this coach, Ashley Chastain Woodard, has done for this program. And is in another sport where we always kind of keep an eye on because she elevates them to a different level.
I try to defend LeBron. I try to say, hey, listen, man, look at the stats, look at the numbers, look at all this stuff. This guy could possibly be in the conversation of the greatest of all time. And then he does things like he did this past weekend, a 1-2 punch. First, he confronts Stephen A. Smith about his professional NBA basketball player's son and tells Stephen A. Smith not to talk about his son. Sir, I don't know if you understand how this works. He's a professional basketball player. That's what you wanted, right? And then to not his worst flopping job, but another additional job of flopping. And I seen it from every angle. I saw it in slow motion. He looked like he got hit by a Mack truck, by Mike Tyson punched him the way he looked like he flopped. And so he does these things where it's like, man, I keep trying to defend you, but then you do things that make people point to why they have a disdain for you, LeBron. It's because of things like this weekend.
LeBron, yeah. To his credit, he has stayed out of the really bad news.
Of course.
Like Jordan had his issues, Kobe had his issues. Right. Barkley had his issues. LeBron has stayed out of the really bad. But what LeBron does, which I think bothers people more, is he does the small things that upset you. And if you haven't seen the flop, it's a Celtics player from Friday night who drives baseline.
I think it's Tatum.
I think it was Tatum. And Tatum kind of hits him, what do you think, in the chest and the arm? Maybe doesn't even touch him. I'm not real sure. LeBron flails backwards as if he has been punched in the nose. A 6'8", 260-pound man has been punched in the nose and falls to the ground like he's 5'7", 150.
Like he just, solid. Maybe LeBron had, I believe Tyler just came in here. I believe it was called a sell job. I believe LeBron was selling the elbow, except the elbow never happened. And so he looked like a wrestler overselling a move.
If you get mad at soccer, if you watch soccer and you're like, look at these guys flop, don't watch LeBron James.